Hi, so this is going to be just a really short video, just to give you some simple stretches for IT bands, your iliotibial tract. A lot of us are quite rightly making the most of getting outside for runs and long walks and bike rides and things at the minute, but this seems to be causing quite a bit of tight IT bands. So IT band, your iliotibial tract, runs from your hip through the outer thigh towards the knee, which is why it might be showing up as knee pain or hip pain or feeling of tight glutes or lower back as well. So I'm going to give you just a few stretches just to do after you've been out for your exercise. These will start depending on your kind of general mobility. Don't worry about having to do them all. So I'll do some just lying down on the ground, which will be kind of more accessible if you're not used to doing yoga or not particularly ticking a mobile flexibility box. And then I'll do some a bit later on for those of you that are more yogi ninjas. So all you need is a strap for the first ones, or a belt, or a dressing gown tie, or anything that can fashion as a strap is fine. Okay, and then come to lie down on your back. Where's my strap? Here we go. Okay, so just have your strap handy and nearby to start with. So bring yourself onto the ground and then bring your left knee in towards your chest. Okay, so hands hugging around this shin to draw it in towards you. So for each of these, I just invite you to kind of pause the video so that you can hold for as long as you want to. If you're doing a quick stretch, you can just whiz them through with me. Ideally, you're holding each of these stretches for about 30 seconds. Okay, that's going to make a bit of benefit to the stretch. So from here, take your right hand to bring this left knee over into a twist. So you can let the big toe maybe find the floor. Try and keep the shoulders grounded. So reach the left hand away from you. Obviously this your left knee doesn't have to come towards the ground fully, but we're aiming to draw it down. So this might already be feeling a bit of a stretch coming around your lower back and outer hip kind of space, which is great if you're feeling that there already. So again, hold this for as long as you kind of want to. And then bring the leg back center. Take the foot into the strap. So you can have your other knee bent or straight, entirely up to you. So lengthen your foot then towards the ceiling and just wrap your hands around the strap so your arms can stay fairly relaxed and the back is dropping into the ground. So from here, take the leg as far up as feels good for your leg here. You might be already feeling a bit of a hamstring stretch. Again, if you do, then that's great. You've got a free stretch with this one as well. So then curl the big toe back towards you and have a sense of pushing up through the heel and down through your tailbone. So you create as much length through the back of the leg as feels good. If this is pulling into the back of the knee, then just soften a bend into your knee. So we're working into hamstrings here, which runs right through the back of the thigh, probably. To bring this into your IT band, keep your hips on the ground. So keep that left side of your bum on the mat. Just bring the ankle towards your right shoulder. Okay, so it's not going to move very far to start with, just a slight diagonal reach of that leg going across towards your right shoulder. Maybe lengthen the other leg as well if you want to take that a little bit deeper. It doesn't have to move far before you can start to really feel that. Should be feeling a little bit spicy in the outside of your left thigh. So again, you still want to keep this foot flexed. So push up through the heel and curl that big toe back towards you. Keep pressing your left bum cheek towards the floor. Well, again, hold here for as long as feels bearable to. And then take both sides of the strap into your right hand. Okay, take the leg all the way across so the hip rolls off the floor and you're in a twist again. So you can support the foot with your strap here, so keep pulling the kind of foot towards you. Keep kicking out through the heel. And keep the shoulders feeling rooted. So you are in a twist, which is going to help release your back a little bit as well. Okay, when you're ready to, you can take a soft bend in the knee to bring that leg back center. Just release the foot from the strap. Going to come into a figure of four. So staying working with this left side initially. You're going to take the ankle towards your right thigh and just press that knee away from you. Okay, then just rock that connection of the legs going side to side. You can make this as big or as small as feels good for your back. Okay, eventually let both legs in that connection drop down to the right. Use your right hand to push the knee away from you and lengthen your left arm back behind you. So this might not feel like a muscular stretch necessarily, but you're opening the tissue at the side of your hip here, which is going to help just release a bit of hip tension. When you're ready to come out of this one, bring that connection of the legs back center, so keeping this left ankle on right thigh. Bring this into figure of 4, so your hands are going to thread through to grab hold of the right thigh, flex both feet, and then pull the ankle towards your chest. Those of you that are a little bit deeper into this, if your left elbow meets the inner thigh, use the elbow to push the knee further away, and your hands encourage the ankle further towards you. Press your tailbone into the floor. So here we're coming into more of a glute stretch around your left butt cheek. Should be feeling this stretch. So where your IT band attaches into the glutes, it's important that we stretch those as well. This is also really good for releasing lower back. Okay, and when you're ready, releasing that stretch. Just give that leg a release. Okay, so we'll just take those onto the other side. So we start with bringing right knee towards your chest and lengthen the left leg away. Okay, holding here. We bring the twist in just with the hands to start with, so your left hand is going to bring the right knee over to the side, keeping the shoulders rooted. Maybe the big toe finds the floor. Don't worry if it doesn't. You may be already feeling a stretch around outer hip or lower back. Holding for as long as you want to. Okay, bring the leg back center when you're ready. Take the foot into the strap. So start with the hamstring connection. So hands just wrapping either side of it so arms can stay relaxed. Push up through the heel and curl the big toe back towards you. There can be a little bend in the knee if that just helps take the pressure off, if you're feeling this particularly strong at the back of the knee. Your left leg can stay bent or out straight, entirely up to you. Okay, then that slight nudge of the leg to start with. So keep right butt cheek pressing to the floor. Just take your ankle towards your left shoulder. So just that slight diagonal nudge of the leg. Keep having a sense of pushing your foot into the strap and then try and press at the same time your right bum cheek towards the ground. That kills me if it's any consolation. Okay, then taking this into the deeper twist, so you can take both sides of your strap into your left hand and let the left elbow come to the floor, so you're supporting the weight of this leg as it comes all the way over to the side. Okay, foot can stay hovering so that you can keep pressing out through the heel and keep that big toe curling back towards you, lengthening as much length as we can through the outer side of this leg. So your right bum cheek can lift off the floor this time. Shoulders stay grounded, so keep this right arm reaching out to the other side if that helps. And when you've had quite enough of that, bring the leg back center, release the strap, rebend your left leg so we come into the figure of 4. Press the knee away from you, and to start with we find the rocking, going side to side, making it as small or as big as you want to. Okay, eventually let both legs drop all the way down to the left. So maybe the sole of the foot is on the floor. Your left hand pushes right knee away from you and right arm lengthens back. So you encourage the lengthening through the whole right side of the torso and into the edge of the hip. When you're ready, pull belly down to lift that connection of the legs back center and come into the figure of 4. So your hands thread through to hold into your left thigh and bring the ankle towards you. Use your right elbow to press the knee further away if it meets. If it doesn't, don't worry about that. The hands encouraging the ankle further towards your chest. Keep the tailbone rooting down. So quite tempting to kind of curl up into this one, but keep the tailbone down so it hits a little bit deeper into the glutes. And when you're ready, gently release. Okay, both feet to the floor, give the knees a rock side to side. So next section, coming over into, so we'll stay stretching the left side first. So come into a all fours position, left hand into the middle of the mat. So we're going to come into almost a side plank. So lift the knees up and drop onto the edges of the feet. Your right foot just comes around to in front of you just to support you. And then allow your hips to sink down towards the floor. So if you have a foam roller or a spiky ball or something, for an extra double whammy bonus points, you can get the roller underneath this IT band here as well. So you just roll forwards and backwards along it. Okay, it's not going to be comfortable, but it is going to help. So roll with that. Okay, so hips sinking down. Again, holding for as long as you want to. So stretching this left side, we're going to come into pigeon pose. So through all fours or a downward dog, have a little stretch out there if you want to. Bring your left leg forwards so the knee is behind the left wrist and foot towards the right. Send the back leg away from you. So if your hips are fairly off the floor, you can pad out your left thigh with a cushion, or if you have a block or something to rest into, then do let that rest onto a cushion or whatever. Okay, and then holding here. So again, maybe feeling more of a glute stretch like we did in that figure of 4 on your back just now. So lots of variations to kind of move around into this. You can take your body forward so that you're applying more kind of weight pressure into the hip. If you take the hands one side or the other, you're going to feel it slightly differently as well. So have a play around, kind of feel wherever your body is needing this. And again, feel free to hold into wherever feels good when you need it. Those of you that are a little bit more mobile, option to bring a quad stretch into this as well. So keep supporting yourself up with the left hand, and your right hand is going to come around, maybe grabbing hold of the foot. So be careful not to get cramp into your hamstring here if you're feeling pretty tight. You can, of course, leave any of these options out, just showing you where you can take it to. So from here, again, holding as long as you wish to, when you're ready to release, bring the hands to the floor, lift up the hips, so stay on the tiptoes of your back foot so your back knee is hovering. This left leg is going to kick out to the side and then sit all the way down onto the outer side of that left leg. Take the hands forwards, keep the toes tucked at the back so that you can keep pressing your hips round so shoulders stay front. And keep kicking out through this extended left heel. So note, if this foot, as it will want to cheat, be back here towards your back foot, you're not going to get the stretch. So yoink that leg up towards the hands a bit further, and then you should feel into it pretty deeply. Okay, option then to bring the elbows to the floor. And for those of you again that are more of the ninja yogis, you can bring the chest to the ground, grab hold of that foot, keep it flexed. If that feels absolutely ridiculous option, don't worry about that. So when you're ready to come out of this, we'll just take that over to the other side. So to start with, we find the side plank variation. So right hand in the middle, lift up the knees and roll onto the sides of the feet. Your left foot steps in front. Okay, left hand can just rest onto the knee and then sink the hips down towards the floor. Again, option to have that roller or spiky ball under this right thigh, and you're rolling forwards and backwards so that it rolls along IT band, right from knee to hip. If you are rollering, just be careful not to roll it into the knee or the hip kind of socket too much. From here, we bring this into pigeon with right leg coming front. So have a little wriggle out in a downward dog if you want to, and then bring the right knee behind right wrist. Again, if right thigh is hovering, you can pad this out with a cushion or pillow, whatever feels helpful. Otherwise, fine to keep it floating if it feels okay. Send the back leg further away from you. So again, might be feeling enough of a stretch in right glutes, or bring this forwards to apply more weight. Or taking it maybe from one side to the other, your body one side to the other. So each of you will feel slightly differently in each of the variations, so just figuring out where your body is needing it. Okay, and if you wish to bring that quad stretch in, your right hand is just going to prop you up, left hand does a big sweep back to pick up the left toes. Again, if that feels crampy in your hamstring or just too tangled, then don't worry about it. Make sure you're breathing in these stretches, of course. Okay, so from here we add in, if we want to, the lift of the hips and then kick the foot out towards the left, making sure it's nearer your hands than it is to your foot, and we sit all the way down onto the outer side of that thigh. Keep the toes tucked at the back so you keep pressing your hips square, shoulders square, and maybe coming into forearms. Maybe coming into a little bit lower, so you bring the chest towards the floor and your left hand can reach out to grab the foot to keep it flexed. And that is feeling pretty spicy in my outer thigh. And when you're ready to release, come back into all fours, so just unthread that leg. Okay, last two stretches to show you will be from standing. So taking anything underneath your hands that can support your weights. So I have handy blocks here, but you can also use a wall to lean into. So resting into blocks or floor, wherever feels good. Find a forward fold, a little bend into the knees. So keep both heels on the ground. Just take a little bend into your right knee. Straighten up the left, and then have a sense of pushing out into that left side. I'll show you from this angle. Both heels stay down, bend into the right knee, and then kick left hip out to the side. So you're creating as much length through the outer side of this left leg as we can. If you take your weight slightly forwards into the floor or to the blocks, or if you're leaning into a wall is fine as well. That might just deepen into it a little bit further. Those of you that can take this a bit deeper, take your left hand up to the ceiling and then wrap it around to maybe grab hold of your right thigh so you deepen into a twist here as well. When you're ready, unravel wherever you are, just switch sides with that. So both heels stay down, take a bend into your left knee and press out through the right hip. Okay. Both heels stay down, bend into the left knee, press out through the right hip. To add in the twist, your right arm lifts up if you're folding, and take the hand around, grab hold of the left thigh and lift the shoulders. Again, try taking weight slightly forwards. When you're ready to release, take that out and slowly roll through your spine so tailbone is down first, and then you stack each vertebrae on top. Okay, last stretch. Again, option to do this near a wall if it feels a little bit more balanced. So same figure of four that we did on your back. I've lost my head off this screen, but never mind. You're going to bring your right knee, so the ankle of your right leg rests into your left thigh. So squat into the left leg. Again, lean into a wall for this one, can feel helpful to kind of press back into. And then send the hips as far away from you as you can. If you don't have a wall, you can bring the hands to rest into knee and ankle, or to floor. Holding for as long as you want to, and then gently bring yourself out of it. We'll just finish with the other side. So your left ankle rests into your right thigh, and then squat into the right leg. Hands either pressing into the wall so that you can push the hips back and stay on balance, or maybe hands rest into the leg or to the floor. Slowly bring yourself back out when you're ready. Good. I hope that was helpful for some of you. Thanks very much for watching.